Hey guys, Mike Reed with Midwest Whitetail here. Today we are going to do a quick overview of how to use a climbing tree stand. And before we get going, just wanted to make a quick note. Of course, anytime we're leaving the ground, we want to be safe and have our safety harness on at all times. Lashed around the tree, I used a muddy safety harness with a lineman's rope just to keep myself connected to the tree at all times. I have not hunted with a climber in quite a while. When I was in the South, I used them all the time. There's lots of tall, straight trees there, which is really ideal for this type of setup. A little bit more difficult to find the ideal tree here in the Midwest with minimal branches. Also, public land here, you're not supposed to saw any branches off, so it inhibits your ability to use a climber if you can't saw branches off on public land. You find that perfect tree with a few small limbs. You know, but it's hard to beat the mobility of a setup like this, and for over a decade I hunted out of this very climbing tree stand and moved around a lot, almost never hunted the same tree twice, and so it really provides that flexibility. The general idea with these is that there's generally a top piece and a bottom piece. The bottom piece is where your feet go. The top piece has some sort of seat. You know, this has a sling seat on this one. When you climb, you're climbing facing the tree. And a tip, trees start out, you know, they're bigger at the base and then they get narrower as you go up. And so I always set it up at some kind of angle, usually actually a little sharper than what it is now. I'm not going to climb very high today, but they have adjustable knobs with some sort of cable system or chain system on the top and bottom. So when you walk up to a tree, you pick the tree you like, you gauge how much narrower it's going to be up top, adjust your angle down low so that when you're up top, you're sitting level. Ideally, you're climbing a tree with some softer bark so that the teeth can really bite. But one key trick, even if you're in a hackberry or a red oak tree, something with really hard bark, it's imperative to keep your weight away from the tree. And it's not intuitive to do that. You know, normally you're going up, if you're a little nervous or you haven't used a climber before, you want to stay close to the tree because you feel like it provides some sort of security. When you do that, if you step close to the tree, it'll lose its bite on the tree and fall. And I have had friends get stranded up in the tree just with their top, or you know, the bottom basically slides all the way down and someone's got to come help. Now, if you keep, the way these are designed, if you have your weight on the back here, that's what creates the biting mechanism. And so it's really key to do that to stay safe. They make lots of different tree stands out there, and a lot of times the top piece is connected to the bottom piece to try to help prevent that from happening. But it's still just a good principle to know about. Generally speaking, the way this mechanism works is to stand away from the tree so that it bites. The other thing is, once you get up to where you want, then you can pass this around and buckle it so you have the double so that it can't lift and slide, and you can do that on the top and the bottom. Let's jump in and do a quick demonstration on how this works. So there's generally some sort of a strap mechanism to fit over your boots, and that allows you to lift and control the bottom piece. Just gonna get my safety harness around the tree. So I'm sitting comfortably, I'm facing the tree, always in control. Once you lift up, the stand loses its bite against the tree, you can slide the cable up, sit back down, same fluid action. And you can zip up and down a tree in no time. As I mentioned before, you have these straps that you can put around the tree. Then you get turned around, you slide your seat back to this end, sit with your back against the tree. You got a footrest, or you can flip on this particular stand, flip it around and have a gun rest. Quick demonstration on what I was mentioning before. If I put my weight close to that tree, it's going to lose its bite. Okay, and so obviously having the two pieces lashed together prevents it from falling all the way to the ground, but it is always a good idea to just keep your weight away from the tree. So Once you get to where you want to hunt, set up your safety harness. So now I'm situated, locked in with my safety harness. I can get up, turn around, slide the seat, and now I'm hunting. Once you're done with your hunt and you're ready to descend, you just reverse the process. So I always like to angle my feet out, really lock them in. The straps on this particular stand, lift up, lower, rebite, and don't get too low, that way you can keep your rear on the seat. Once you get it to bite, you lower the top piece. And you just walk it back down. So if you guys are looking for a nice mobile setup that is easy to pack in, these aluminum climbers can be fantastic. You can go a long ways in, latch them to a tree, get up and down quickly. Allows you to be really, really mobile, and it was very effective for me in the past, you know, hunting public land, particularly in the south where there's lots of tall, straight trees. Hopefully this helps some of you guys. Good luck out there and stay safe.